Several years ago, I had the opportunity to teach at a large conference, and one of my side workshops was actually in the main sanctuary, and so they videoed it. And so today, in a couple of upcoming videos, I'm going to show you little pieces of that. Today, I'm going to talk to you about not pulling the attention away from the Lord. As you're up in front as a worship leader, there are things that you want to stay away from doing that are going to pull the attention away from the Lord. So take a look at this. Find a proper balance between being up in front, the attention on you, and people seeing the Lord, the attention on Him. Let me give you a bit more of my overall philosophy of leading worship, but I need to kind of set this up a little bit for you. You and I both understand that Sunday morning is the time where everything goes wrong. I'm not even talking about at church. I'm talking about before we ever got to church. Sunday morning at breakfast time is when big brother just spilled milk all over little sister. On the way to church, mom and dad had a little fight. Is this just our house these things happen? Once you get to church, big brother wants to know if he can sit with her instead of you guys. I mean, you get all of these things, and people's minds are just all over the place. And my job as the worship leader is to pull all that stuff together. Piece of cake, right? No. And so part of my overall philosophy of leading worship, so when we begin the service, I want to draw all the attention together, and I want to turn it toward Him. I want to give it a focal point, and I want to point it toward Him. Now, exactly how that happens in any given service is going to depend a lot on the service. The specifics of how it happens can change a lot. Might start with an upbeat song. I might start with a scripture sharing with them. I might start with a prayer. Lots of different possibilities depending on the service. But in general, so the specifics can change a lot, but in general what it means is that the further along in the service that we go, the more songs I'm doing that talk to God and the fewer songs I'm doing that talk about God. In general, what it means as we go along in the service, as I'm praying or as I'm talking, I'm talking less to these people out here and I'm talking more to God and just letting them listen in. Do you understand? Kind of taking that attention and pointing it toward Him, giving it a focal point and pointing it toward Him. If that's part of my overall philosophy of leading worship, I can't do that if I'm going to act like the latest music star in my antics and posture up here. Because what's that going to do? It's going to keep all the attention right here. I don't want to do that. Now, please understand, I do want people up in front who are demonstrative in their worship. I want people who are raising their hands, who by their countenance, whatever, are saying, I love God. But you and I both understand there's a world of difference between that and somebody who's acting like the latest music star in their antics and posture. Okay, so a couple of big, I think, takeaways from this. One, the main point, don't take away from the Lord. Don't draw your attention away from Him toward you. Modern vernacular, we would say, don't photobomb Jesus. Your job is to point people toward Him. And so if you're doing things that are taking away from that, you need to consider that. So you might ask someone that you trust, hey, are there things that I do that are keeping the Lord from being seen and what's going on? So all of that kind of thing. And then the other big takeaway that I would suggest is to think about that whole idea that I talked about, my philosophy of leading worship, that I want to start off with drawing the attention, and then as we go along to turn it toward Him. To talk less to the people out here, talk more to God, let them listen in. Those kind of things, songs that talk initially maybe about God, but then further along to God. That idea is going to help turn that attention toward Him. So those are some major things that I want you to consider out of today's video.
Brought to you by MyWorshipLeadingCoach.com.
Helping you to be more fully equipped as a worship leader.